Hey dude, if you're a coach or a consultant who bloody hates sales calls as much as I do, well then you're in for a treat, because in this video I'm going to show you the 3 things that you need to ditch sales calls once and for all and close high ticket clients in the DMs. And I know this works because 18 of the last 20 clients that I signed up didn't need a sales call whatsoever. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the presentation. I'm going to show you how you can replicate this for yourself. So how to sell without sales calls. And I've got a little tiny bit of bad news for you. And I'm going to let Mr. Ronnie Coleman set the tone for what is to come.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. Now, it doesn't sound quite as cool coming from a somewhat slightly posh white boy in the UK, but the sentiment is still going to hang really, really true as we go through this presentation, because what I want you to understand is that everybody wants to sell without sales calls, but most coaches and consultants don't want to make consistent long form content, get undeniable results for their clients, send daily emails sharing proof, and nurture leads and conversations for extended periods of time. Those are the prerequisites for you to be able to sell in the DMs without needing sales calls. So if you really want to ditch those 30 to 45 or even 60-minute calls on Zoom with poor prospects, poor leads who aren't ever going to become high-paying clients, you need to get all of those aforementioned pieces of the puzzle in place first. But in this video, I'm going to specifically show you what people need in order to buy high-ticket coaching or consulting without calls. They need 3 things specifically. The first of which is trust. Trust in you, your brand, and your business and service. The second is conviction. Conviction that if they sign up and work with you, they are going to get the desired results that they came for. And then thirdly, they need a deep understanding of your process, your offer, how everything works. Once you tick those 3 boxes, you can sell in the DMs and you don't have to jump on a Zoom call ever again, okay? I wouldn't say ever again, because like I said, only the last 18 of 20 calls or 20 sales came without calls. For me and my coaching business, 2 of the guys did just want to jump on a quick conversation and chat through some things, of which I'm always happy to do, okay? So trust, let's look at trust first. Now I've shared this clip previously in another YouTube video, but I want to show it again because it's really important for you to understand why the trust element is such a key player in closing high ticket deals without calls. So I'm going to hand over to Mr. Daniel Priestley, this handsome chap on the left-hand side, as he explains the 7-11-4 rule, which is some research done by Google recently.
To be successful, you've got to get into people's head. They have to kind of know who you are. In order to do that, they have to spend time with you, they have to have repetition with you, and they have to see you in multiple contexts. So the research says 7-11-4. 7 hours, 11 interactions on 4 platforms. In order for you to remember me.
Okay, right? Total. Okay.
So for example, you and I, we've now connected a few times. So we have probably clocked up maybe 7 hours together. Mm-hmm. Now what that means is that if I bumped into you at a conference, even if I was on one side of the room and you on the other side of the room, you'd say, oh, there's Daniel. Your brain would immediately go, oh, there's Daniel. I'll walk over, I'll say hello, because we've spent enough time together. Now, there's this phenomenon called parasocial relationships. Parasocial relationships are basically one-sided relationships. It's how we feel towards famous people. So we think that we know George Clooney. We think that we know Angelina Jolie. We don't. It's a parasocial relationship. That person, we've spent time with them through their movies, through their media appearances, and therefore, because they've clocked up 7-11-4 with us, we then feel that we know them.
So this is exactly what we are trying to do with long form content. We are trying to clock up 7 hours worth of viewership, or on average 7 hours of viewership, so that people feel like they know us and they trust us. Trust is such a crucial part to being able to sell high ticket coaching or consulting without needing a sales call. So the question then becomes like, do you actually have enough content for people to binge 7 hours worth of you speaking to them and adding value to them? And this is where a lot of coaches and consultants make a mistake, because they're just posting short form content, and it makes it really difficult for their leads, for their prospects to get that 7 hours worth of content in and build trust up in the quickest time frame imaginable. Okay. So trust is a really key part to selling without calls, and long form content is really the key to building trust quickly. Okay. Now, the second thing that, if you remember, I mentioned that you need is you need your prospects to have conviction that when they work with you, they are going to get the result that they came for. So the simplest way for us to do this is to clearly demonstrate our client results with social proof as frequently as we possibly can. So there's two ways that I'm doing this currently that I recommend that you do as well. The first of which is I have a separate YouTube channel, which is just going to be specifically for showcasing client testimonials. Now, at the time of recording this, Remote Pro as a program has only been alive for around about 4 or 5 months. But these are the testimonials that I have up on the YouTube channel so far, and you're free to go and check them out, right? Go to Remote Pro Results. You can search that YouTube channel and you can watch these case study testimonials with clients that have been through the program or going through the program right now. And this is an amazing way for me to create conviction in my potential client's mind to know that actually this is a legit program. Ollie's a legit dude. The results are real. These are real people getting real results, right? Another way that I do that is on Instagram, on my short form channel. I have highlights on my page. So these highlights are where I share daily social proof of client wins, them signing up new clients, messaging me to saying how much they're enjoying the program. All of those different bits and pieces get added into these highlights every single day, so that I'm building up conviction with my leads to say, this is a legit program, Ollie is legit, and I can then sell without calls because I'm building conviction in my leads. So that is a really crucial piece to this puzzle, is just letting your leads and your prospects feel like, okay, this is all serious. This is good stuff. I'm not going to get ripped off. That's what we're trying to do here. Now, the third and final piece to the puzzle for you to be able to sell in the DMs without sales calls is your prospects need to have an understanding. They need to know very clearly what it is that you get when you sign up. Like how does the process work? What am I going to get from you? What are the tangibles? What can I be expected to work towards? Okay, so we do that in 2 ways, or at least I do this in 2 ways. Number one is I explain it in my marketing. I'm always speaking about my unique mechanisms in my marketing, right? So I talk about the client ecosystem. I talk about how I serve my clients. I talk about my one-to-one access stack approach. I talk about growth tax ads. All of these things that I do and teach in my program, I speak about in my marketing. So subconsciously or consciously, you are already being kind of sold into the idea of how I work with my clients. But the second way that I do this is with a comprehensive offer document. And this is essentially the tool or the resource that replaces the sales call itself. So if somebody reaches out and inquires with me, if you were to drop me a message on Instagram now with my keyword, which is 3, I would have a bit of a conversation with you back and forwards in the DMs. So I'd ask you a couple of questions to make sure that I can definitely help you. But once I feel like I can help you, I'll be sending you my offer document. And the offer document itself is what gives the full understanding of how my offer works, of how the program works, so that you can make an informed decision to say whether or not it's a fit for you or not. So this is a super comprehensive document, and it needs to be. It shows social proof. It explains what we're going to be doing, it explains how everything's going to be working. My video sales letter is in here. I explain how the client ecosystem works. I explain what we're going to be doing together. I share more results. I've even got a section that goes through frequently asked questions. There's a bit of a video in here. So if there are common concerns or questions that come up, I populate it in this video so you can get those questions answered. The investment, the guarantee, the next steps, everything is in here. And it needs to be that comprehensive, because otherwise, if you just send a couple of messages back and forwards trying to explain how everything works, the prospect is going to come away from that with unanswered questions, with open loops in their mind. And in sales, it's really about closing loops for your prospects. It's about the person coming away from the conversation or the document feeling like they have all of the answers to their questions. then they can make the decision to go ahead. So that is it. Those are the 3 things that you need if you want to make sales without having sales calls. You don't need a team. You don't need setters and closers. You certainly don't need to be taking sales calls yourself as a coach. If you want my completely free Magnetic Marketer course, you can find that in the link in the description of this video. Just pop your name and email address in. I'll get you immediate access. I'm going to teach you how to become a magnetic marketer. I'm going to give you some free Google Sheets that will help you build your magnetic marketing plan. And I'm also going to give you some comprehensive sales training as well. So go and check out the link for that in the description. If this video useful, go and check out some more videos. I'll teach you marketing, sales, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you very soon. Peace and love.